Hi there, everybody. I thought I would come on today and share with you some of the resources that I use when I'm teaching online. There's been little tips and tricks that I've learned along the way and some specific tools that make teaching online so much easier for me. Now, there's so many different tools to choose from. These are just the ones that I have used over the last year and a half, 2 years for teaching online that I find really helpful. So I thought I would come on and share those with you today. So the very first thing that I use for teaching online is a whiteboard. So I use a gigantic whiteboard like this. Yeah. And so I use this great big whiteboard to write out all of my exercises. So that way, when I am teaching, I just prop it up right next to my camera. So I have my camera here and my whiteboard here with all of my exercises listed in order. So that way I can keep track of what I planned on teaching if I have a written out plan. So that way I know what I'm going to be teaching and when. And of course, to go with the whiteboard, I have my little dry eraser, and then to actually erase, I just use a tissue. So I don't know, we had a dry eraser at one point in time. It got so well used, it's almost like broken, and so it disappeared somewhere along the years. So I just re-up on my dry erasers, and then I just use a tissue to wipe it down, and then a little bit of soap and water when it needs a good cleansing. And the whiteboard that I have, I love it so much. It actually has, I don't know if I can get it close enough to the camera, tiny little dots on it. It's kind of my favorite, and it helps me to write in a straight line when I'm going across. And so you can't even see the little dots from a distance, but it's kind of fun. I have a little sticky note on here to remind me to record the class. So sometimes we pop on Zoom early or something like that, and we don't necessarily want to record all of our chit chat, right? So I have a little note to remind myself to record the class. So that way I see the note, then I get started teaching, I come up and hit record, and then we get going. So just a couple of things there. Another thing that I learned along the way the last couple of years, I can't take credit for this, I did not come up with it, but I learned it from one of my many coaches. It's a really, really cool tool, and I'm not using it right now because I took it off of my camera to show you, but let me reach down and grab it here. It's the goofiest thing, but it so works. I have a little sticky note. And what I did is I just took like a square sticky note and I cut it off. I cut out a little hole. So there's a little hole right in here, you can see, right? I just drew a little eyeball. And then what you do is you put this hole, this little cutout, over your camera. So I just have my phone out here, so I just want to show you. So then you just put it right over the camera of your phone, and then you can record. And then you always know where your camera is located when you're recording. So you can look directly in the camera rather than looking at yourself, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it high right there, and I'm going to put it right over my computer camera. Now I know who I'm talking to, and I can look directly at the camera, and it just kind of gives a great focal point for when you're teaching. It's super fun. Now, a couple other resources that I use rather than tools directly in the moment is I have a microphone that I love to use when I'm teaching, so that way no matter which way my head is turned while I'm teaching, my students can still hear me. So I'll show you that. I just got this off of Amazon. It was around $40, 40 US dollars. It comes in this cute little case. I just happen to like it. I don't get any commission off of telling you about this at all. But this is just a great little mic. You may have seen me use it. I have a couple of mics, but this one tends to be my favorite. This is just the little toggle piece that then plugs into my computer. And then the other piece is the actual microphone piece. So it's just a little headset like this. I like this one because it's kind of my skin color, but I know that there are others. So then how it works is these little ear toggles here. It just goes right over the ears. Oh, I put that on upside down. It goes with them face up. And then this just kind of hooks around. This comes around back and it connects to this little pack. And then these two talk to each other. So then you just kind of, they just have an on switch. So when you turn them on, then they just kind of pair together. You can see the little lights. Once they're both solid, then they're paired together and then they talk to each other. This one plugs into your device. I use my computer, but you can plug it into your device. This one has a long cord, but then a little clip. So then I just bring it behind. I drop it down my shirt so that way the cord kind of disappears. And then I just take this and I clip it right on my pants. Not usually right on the side, because if I'm teaching Pilates while I'm doing, I don't want it right on my side. I'm gonna clip it just a little bit around the back. So that way I can lay on my back or on my side without any particular issue. So that is the headset that I use. And again, you can just find it, search for it on Amazon. That should be pretty easy to find for you. 2 more tools that I use for teaching online. My scheduling app is my lifesaver. I love my scheduling app. It was a little bit to set up. I use Acuity scheduling, and I'll write that in the description too, Acuity scheduling. And it was a little bit to get set up in the first place, but now I've been using it for just over 2 years, and I really love it. It's once it's set up, it's just very simple to continue to use moving forward. I use it for private sessions, for group classes, and it's just me in my business, so I don't have multiple instructors that I need to set in there. So it's just really simple for me to use. You can send out links, direct links to specific areas of your schedule to clients, and then you can actually change the link name. So it's not some goofy long name. You can actually change it, the link to be exactly what you want it to be. So if you have a link for mat classes, you can just have the beginning part. So mine is samakayapilates.com and then / and then you could put mat classes or reformer classes or group classes or private sessions or whatever you would want to put. So that way it actually makes sense. And I love that piece. And then the other part of the scheduler that I love is it connects to my Google Calendar. So I can have my home calendar and my work calendar all in the same place. And then I just have that pulled up on my phone all the time. So I know what's going on no matter where I am in my life, whether I'm at home or at work. So that's a really, really powerful tool for that. And then the last thing that I use in teaching, for my online teaching, is an online payment resource, right? There's PayPal. So with Acuity, you can connect either with PayPal as a provider with squareup.com or with stripe.com. I use both Square and Stripe for my business, and it just works really slick, because then when clients go on to schedule, they can pay right there, and then I'm not having to take payments online over the phone, because through online teaching, right, we want an easy source for clients to pay. And sure, a lot of people take Venmo, just Venmo me before or after, things like that. I just wanted a little bit slicker, easier process. So yes, I do pay for credit card processing, but I just look at that as part of my business expenses for running an online business. So it doesn't bother me to pay the extra fees, because it's really a convenience to me to allow other people to use their credit card. So those are the resources that I use when I'm teaching online. I know I just put a whole bunch on you, but I really have 5. I have the whiteboard. So I have this guy, my whiteboard. I have my little eyeball, so that way I know where the camera is when I'm talking at all times. And then I have my microphone. that I use so I can face any direction in the room and know that my clients can hear me no matter what. I have the Acuity scheduling app so clients can schedule with me super easy. And then I have my online payment processor so that way credit cards are easily accepted. And I kind of have a little bit of a legal buffer too in case there's any issues with any credit cards or things like that. If you enjoyed this sequence, be sure and hit that like and subscribe button. Then check out my on-demand library of Pilates classes linked below. See you next time.